Urciuoli here, your digital host. Match day preview being presented to you right now. Ed, Forge will have another chance to win their first match of the season at home when FC Edmonton makes the trip to Tim Hortons Field in Hamilton. Forge has kicked off the 2022 Canadian Premier League campaign of theirs with a loss and a draw. Edmonton, meanwhile, has 2 draws on their record. Now, despite dropping points, Forge liked its efforts in both of those both matches they played so far this season. They've dominated possession, and they've liked the looks that they've gotten. Forge are a confident bunch, and in each of their first 2 matches, they finished very, very strong. Forward Marcus Caldera says the club never feels like they're out of a game.
100%. Like Coach Bobby says, the whistle blows in the first minute, and it goes in the 95th, so I mean, anything can happen in a game of soccer, and I think with us, if we just stay as a team and play our brand, I think anything can happen. Come back from 2-0, 3-0. Yeah.
I sat down with one soccer analyst, Oliver Platt, and we talked about Forge's calm confidence under head coach Bobby Smirniotis and his staff.
Yeah, I don't think it's an accident that they've started, each season slowly now. I think it's just kind of part of the process that they go through, right? The reality is this league is designed in a way where it's not about being the best team over the course of the entire season. It's about being the best team at the end of the season. And so, being the best, looking like the best team in the CPL on day one doesn't necessarily lend itself to, going down that path of peaking at the right time. And so I think Bobby Smirniotis has always been, no matter what kind of state his squad has been in, and this year there's probably been a bit more change on that front. He's always been about, building the style of play, building the identity of the team, easing into the season and growing the team as the season goes on with a view to, being at their best when it comes to October, November. So this is no different. I think there's definitely been some good signs there with Forge, but yeah, that does seem to be the approach they take year in, year out, and it's worked pretty well so far.
And part of that process for Coach Bobby and his staff has been to get a good look at their young players. In fact, Platt says, while the injuries and illnesses on defense have been unfortunate, it's given different players a chance to contribute.
Because Forge aren't going to change the way they play, and the way they play involves the defenders taking the ball in sometimes risky positions and trying to connect passes, right? They're not just hitting the ball 70 yards long and getting rid of it. There is risk associated with that. And when you have young players or players playing out of position, maybe, that is always going to cause you some challenges. I think the good thing is, again, going back to what we were talking about to begin with, is that it's a process, right? And Forge, I think, are okay with seeing some mistakes right now because they know the players being put in these positions and being thrown into different positions or maybe minutes they didn't expect to have. It will make them better in the long run. You see a young player like Garvin Matusala, who I rate really highly. At the weekend against Cavalry, he makes a mistake. He gives a ball away that obviously leads to Cavalry's second goal. That's going to be a lesson for him, and that's something that will make him better. And there's no question about his potential and the potential of a number of the guys back there. So again, in the long run, it may turn out to be kind of a blessing in disguise that you're seeing different players and the depth of the squad really tested, and they'll be better for that.
Daniel Stampatori is another guy who saw some minutes on defense last game, and he says that he feels like he fit right in despite it being his first ever CPL action.
Yeah, the intensity of the play and the speed, also the strength part was a big step, but I've been able to adapt with it well, and I think I've been coping with it.
Now, the coaching staff has shown confidence in the club's youth, and some will likely be called upon again this week. Forge and Edmonton both looking for their first 3-point effort of the season. The two sides have met 5 times before. And how's this for a stat? All 5 matches they've met in have been clean sheets. Forge have won 3 of those 5, and 4 of those 5 matches, the home side has come out on top. So Forge fans will hope that trend continues at Tim Hortons Field on Saturday. Match time set for 4 o'clock. Now, remember, buy your tickets and get there early. Save those mobile tickets in your Apple or Google Pay app, because that's how you're going to get in. Also, $5 beers before kickoff. So yeah, get there early. Also this week, Forge will be hosting families on the pitch after the match, so you can stay a little later as well. And keep this in mind as well. Saturday, there will be a youth soccer registration fair outside of Tim Hortons Field from 3 to 4 o'clock. A handful of local Hamilton clubs will be on site at Tim Hortons Field to talk with families about their soccer programs. They'll also be taking registrations. And any kid that signs up to play soccer will receive a free ticket to attend the match between Forge and Edmonton on Saturday. So many reasons to attend this weekend. I'll be there, as always, and I hope to see you there too.